This week's Torah portion, Parashat Teitzei, begins with a law that seems absolutely awful to us from our contemporary perspective. And it goes like this. It's a law given to male Israelite warriors who've been victorious in a battle. And it assumes that the male Israelite warrior who's victorious is going to find a woman in the vanquished tribe or nation that he wants to take as his own, that he wants to rape. And it tells him, the Torah tells him, he may not do so on the spot. That if he sees a woman whom he wants to take, he must in fact bring her home. And he may not have any relations with her for a month. When she gets to his home, she's to cut her hair short. She's to not have any makeup, perfume, she's supposed to cut her nails, be completely unadorned, maybe become unattractive or only naturally attractive. And she is supposed to mourn, be permitted to mourn her family who've been killed in the battle. And only after a month may the victorious Israelite warrior take her. And if he does, he has to take her in all respects as his actual wife, with all the rights and privileges of marriage. Rabbi Bonnie Koppel writes about this passage in the Musar Torah commentary, and she talks about two midot, two soul traits that are in balance in this parasha and in this story. One is tzedek, which is justice, and the other is rachamim, which is mercy. And you might ask yourself, where in the world is the justice in this story? Well, for the woman, there's not much. But in that culture, at that time, a man who was victorious in battle was permitted to rape any woman that he wanted. So the justice, she says, is that it allows the law that a man who's victorious in battle has rights for the women, over the women. That law proceeds, that's the just part. But it's tempered by mercy. Mercy for the woman, that he is not allowed to take her until he sees her as a real human being. Until he sees her in mourning. Until she has the full opportunity to be a human being in mourning. And then when he does take her, the mercy for her and justice for her is that he has full financial and emotional responsibility for her. Rabbi Koppel's career now is in a congregational rabbinate, but before that, for several decades, was as a military chaplain. And we know all too well that the phenomenon of rape by men victorious in battle is not only something that happened in ancient times, but is a phenomenon that occurs to this day. And so Rabbi Koppel says anything that one can do to curb that impulse is laudable. And that, in fact, is what the opening verses of Parashat Teitzei try to do. Now, I thought about balancing justice and mercy when I read this week that Jacob Blake, this young man in Wisconsin, was shot in the back by police and paralyzed, that in the hospital he's handcuffed, or was handcuffed. I think that's finally been reversed. So he was handcuffed because there was already a warrant for his arrest. He's accused, in fact, of breaking and entering a woman's house and sexual assault. We don't know whether he's guilty of that, of course. There's been no trial, but there was a warrant for his arrest. So that's why he was in handcuffs. But he's paralyzed. And he's paralyzed from a gunshot inflicted on him in the back when he was walking away. running away. Now the district attorney has said no longer does he have to be in handcuffs, and that seems to me to be justice tempered with mercy. The district attorney says he still is to be charged with the crime and that the investigation will continue. But no, as a paralyzed person in a hospital bed fighting for his life, he doesn't need to be handcuffed. Justice tempered by mercy. As we approach the High Holy Days, we will be coming before God as Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu, a God of mercy. Malkeinu, a sovereign ruler, a God of justice. Justice and mercy as we come before God seeking repentance. Justice and mercy are both needed for the world to exist in balance and with humanity. May we all, as we approach this High Holy Day season, approach ourselves and the people around us with justice, holding ourselves and others accountable for what we've done in the last year, and with mercy, forgiving ourselves and others for the wrongs done in the last year. And so may God, who holds us accountable with justice, also forgive us with mercy. Shabbat Shalom.